Today I want to train a little bit on using your cover sheet with your contracts. So as you can see right now, I am in my Zip Forms Plus online, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new transaction. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on New, and let's just say we're going to do a listing, and we're going to do 123 Main Street. And whatever. And this is how I do it. I type in 123 Main Street, your town, California, and then the zip code. And we go to, I have a bunch of templates already set up, and I'll do another training on templates. But let's say we've got the template here, and this is my company, TSS Realty Group. You can see all my templates, and let's just do, it doesn't really matter which one we're doing because I want to show you how the cover sheet works. So let's just say a purchase template, okay? We're going to click on Save. Oops, I hit the wrong button, but that's all right. So you can see how my screen is flashing. It's showing all the sheets that are saving, that are being brought into this particular template or into this transaction. I click on the transaction, and let's go to cover sheet. It's extremely important that when you're doing your cover sheet that everything is accurate, because what's going to happen is all this information is going to get transferred onto every contract. So let's say we're selling a home to Bob, buyer, and he lives, and we're going to check this box so that make sure that it transfers to every single document in your file. 123 Elm Street. I'm just going to complete all this information. And his phone number is 951-555, whatever. Then his business phone number, and his fax number, and his cell number, and his email address. So we have Bob in there right now. So now let's say Bob is married to Betty. She's going to buy the home with him. And here's a great thing. Everything is auto-populated in a drop-down menu. So all you have to do is go here and click on the drop-downs. Remember, I did click this box. And let's scroll down. Zip code. For some reason, my mouse isn't working very well. My fingers aren't working. And we'll just auto-populate all of this. Obviously, if she has a different phone number, you're going to put in the proper phone number. You're going to put in the proper cell phone numbers. You're going to put in the proper fax numbers. If they don't have a fax number or one of the phone numbers in which we need to complete this form, don't worry about it. Just don't leave it in there. Just leave it blank. And let's say her email address is Betty. Okay, so we've got that done. Now, what I tell most agents is this, is you can go ahead and put in the seller information if you're representing a buyer and you know for sure who the seller is. I normally leave that blank because I'm not quite sure who the seller is. Maybe there's been a quiet title or some type of quitclaim deed done, so I leave that blank. Okay, we go to the next page, and this is what's extremely important. You put in the MLS number, so let's say it's whatever it is, the address. No township. State, California, 92592. I'm going to put in the legal description. It's lot 54. And the way I get the legal description is I just pull the information right from the title company and a bunch of extra information. The tax ID number, whatever, that's from the title information. Usually the assessor's parcel number in Riverside County is the exact same as the tax ID. Then we go in and we don't care about listing date because we didn't list the property if we're working with the buyer. If we're working with the seller, we're going to put in the listing date. The purchase price, so they're going to spend $325. And the purchase agreement date, let's say they do it today, September 6th, and the closing date is going to be in 30 days. Now you can put this in or you can leave it blank. So if you put in an exact date, you have to close on or before that date. If you're looking for a 45-day close of escrow, I leave this blank. Or a 30-day close of escrow, I leave this blank. Most of the time, I leave this blank because of the fact I'm going to type in a 30-day close of escrow or sooner, or 45-day close of escrow or sooner. And if we put in an exact date, let's say, for example, that we submit this offer today, but it doesn't get back to us until next week because there's multiple offers, we kind of put ourselves in a bind with our buyer that we just lost 3 or 4 days in closing. So I normally leave this blank. Your deposit amount, usually 1%. The offer date, we're going to put in today's date. When it expires, if you want, so on and so forth. Then you can fill in the rest of this information. I always do the lot because that's going to auto-populate in all of our forms. The escrow company, if you don't have an escrow company that you're going to request and it's just going to be seller's choice, just type it in. Now this is important as well. This page 3, shows who the selling broker is. Make sure all your information is incorrect. And then the listing broker. You should have that information from the MLS, so put in as much information as you possibly can. So let's say it was listed by, you know, it doesn't matter, whoever the listing broker is. So let's say it's C21. Maybe it's C21 Reward, C21 Right, whatever. You're going to type that in. You're going to type in their address. The state, the zip code. Very important, make sure you get the agent's information in there. So it's and the agent's email address. Okay, another thing to keep in mind, the reason why this is important is because if you're going to DocuSign up here, or you're going to e-sign anything, you want these email addresses in there so it goes right to your DocuSign program with everything auto-populated. Everything's about time and efficiency. Title information, appraisal information, normally I leave that blank because we don't know exactly who's going to do the appraisal, and I normally leave the lender information blank when I'm first writing the offer because sometimes our buyers change lenders. It's not preferred that we do that, but sometimes that happens. So title company, if it's seller's choice, you're just going to type that in. If you have a strong buyer and you like to ask for a specific title, a lot of times sellers are open to letting the buyer choose title. I use First American. And I fill in the rest of the information. The rest is pest control. Let's say you're going to use a specific pest control company. Put in all their information, disclose their information, whoever you're going to use. Home warranty company, whoever you're going to use. Homeowner association, if you know it, put it in. If not, no big deal. Okay, so now we're all done with this. We're going to click on Save. Once you save this document, we're going to click back, and I'm going to show you what happens. In our disclosures, everything's there. Bob Buyer, Betty Buyer. You are going to have to go through and click on these buttons here. I clearly forgot to put my salesperson's name in, so I'll just say it's me. And I like see what happens when we don't complete the cover sheet. This doesn't auto-populate. Okay. Right, and we click the back button. It's going to auto-save. If you are using a program that doesn't auto-save, click the Save button first. Our buyer's rep agreement. Let's go to the residential purchase agreement. Let me show you what's happened here. It's put everything in that we've auto-populated. This is the section I was talking about in regards to close of escrow date. Let's put in 30 days. So once you have these templates set up, you're going to have to double check everything, but for the most part, your cover sheet's going to lay everything out, and it's a really quick double check. The seller is the agent representing the seller only, and is the buyer's agent representing the buyer only. We're going to put in you can see right here, the $2,250 for the deposit. Then you have to know how much they're going to be financing. So let's say they're only going to finance $200,000. And what I usually, I'll do another training on the purchase agreement, but for right now, to get through this quickly, if they're FHA or VA, you're going to check the box, or if it's seller finance, you're going to check the box. If your buyer isn't willing to pay any more than a certain percentage rate, let's say, right now they don't want to pay any more than 5%, so on and so forth, you're going to complete these areas right here. Most important thing I wanted to show you was that, see how everything has auto-populated, so you don't have to type it twice. Also, with the cover sheet, I use that with my clients. I sit down with the buyers, and anything that I've missed, I have them complete it. Handwrite it in so I can come back on my cover sheet and fix it in my WinForms or Zip Forms, whatever program you're using. With my sellers, I do the exact same thing. I have everything filled out to the best of my knowledge, but I want every single piece of paper, every piece of information to complete on the paperwork so that we have it. This also helps my TC when it's time to open escrow, or when we get the file rolling, that she has all their information. So basically, I just want to show you how important the cover sheet is. Cover sheet is basically exactly what it says. It is the cover sheet for the entire folder, for the entire file. The more accurate this cover sheet is, the simpler the process is going to be in regards to writing the offer or listing the property, getting your documentation done. I also wanted to show you real quick right here. See how I typed in my name when I was in the residential purchase agreement? It auto-populates back on the cover sheet. So they all speak to each other. The cover sheet should be your first step in any transaction, whether it's listing a property or representing a buyer and selling a property. This sheet here will save you a lot of time and a whole lot of frustration in the future. Last tip is that when I do a cover sheet like this, and once I'm done with all the documentation, whether I'm using an e-sign or I'm going to email it directly to them or I'm going to print the forms, I save copies. I use this save as PDF, and I save it in my folder on my computer as a blank copy. I save a copy when my client signs it, and I also save a copy when it's fully executed. So cover sheet is extremely important. The better you are with your cover sheet, the quicker you're going to be in regards to getting listings typed out and purchase agreements typed out. So there you have it, cover sheet. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much. Bye for now.